28th of January 2018, 9:15 p.m. Um, I'm answering a comment made by Galvanize. It's too long to cover in the comments section, so I thought I'd do a separate video for it. My question was, why do women cut it off? Just, after a relationship ends, after separation, chop, cut off. That's the question I wanted to know for a number of reasons. Um, his response was, just move on. It's probably because she realises you beat her orbiting or something, which is possibly is a fine response if it's a short relationship of 2 weeks. For example, I've just had a 2-week relationship with a woman, and as soon as I told her I had no interest in marriage, it was chop. I was cut out. And here he's quite right. I couldn't give a shit. I just move on. In 2 weeks, there's just nothing to be upset about. And if she wants to, she wants to be that way, that's fine. So yeah, no, my question wasn't so much directed at her. It's more in relation to longer relationships after 30 years. Why does a woman cut? The same way as a woman cuts after 2 weeks. They'll cut after 30 years. But after a 30-year relationship, there's a lot more at stake. There's, it could be friends or whatever, mainly children. Okay, so, and that's my concern, the children. So what I was hoping to do was find out, and I was asking another person, who had a similar experience, but got back to, with this woman, why cut them out? Why do they cut out completely? I'm not worried about what I do in response, what anybody else does in response, but I'm trying to find out why they actually just chop. And I'm actually getting, personally, I'm starting to think that there's no underlying reason. They're simply done with you, finished with you. So what's the need to? It's just total rudeness, really. I think it's. I think that's what's happening. I think a lot of men, like in this 2-week relationship I had, I thought, no, I don't want to marry you, but can't we still converse at least? And no interest. Go away. I think that's it's a greed. Is it perhaps, I don't know, or is it just I entertain the idea it might be just that they're hurt for some reason, but I don't think so. Why would someone be hurt if you said after 2 weeks, look, I don't want to marry. I'm actually MGTOW. I thought I'd try it, but no, I don't want it. Rejection, I suppose. But I'm not rejecting her. I'm rejecting marriage. So really, So I guess, and I'm starting to think that there's this evolutionary thing that men are actually evolving, because I wouldn't behave that way. Or it could actually, but it could be narcissism as well, because I know I wouldn't, I just wouldn't do it, manners, and I believe in being polite, It's what happens during this 2-week relationship. I bought the woman a bottle of perfume, very cheap on eBay, and a few days after I bought it, I got a note from eBay saying, well, no, we've barred the seller. And but the seller had said, yeah, we've already sent it. So I let it go. And then in the meantime, we she didn't want to know me anymore, so she cut and deleted. So I sent her an email and I said, have you look? I hope you received the perfume, because it's a very nice perfume. It was a great price, $70 or $80, in a store, and I got it for $12. But I said, if you haven't, could you let me know so I can get a refund? No response. So I let it go for a week, and I contacted her again yesterday, and I said, look, I contacted you and asked you, did you receive the perfume? Would you be kind enough to answer the question? Which, it's we're adults, okay? I'm 60, she's 50. I would look at it as, yes, that's the way adults behave. Yeah, okay, if she doesn't want to talk to me, that's fine. I just want to know whether she received the perfume. I got a response. I'm not being rude just because I didn't reply to you. Okay. So in the end, I said, look, okay, yeah, I consider you rude because, it's a polite question. You've ignored it. No, it's not rude. Okay. Yeah, so in the end, I said, did you receive the perfume? I told you. I thought, my godfather, thank God I had nothing to do with this woman. She's 50, and she's behaving like this. Worse than my wife, almost. And I don't know. She had another boyfriend. She, took up with him again. So I looked at it and I thought, that to me that's rude. And see, and the parallel to that, I guess, which makes the matters worse, is that I'm dealing in eBay. At eBay, very, I'm thinking of her. I mean, in relation, in comparison to eBay, and you certainly don't ignore any questions in eBay because both seller and buyer are assessing one another, and it's perfect. I mean, it's brilliant. I love it because I have to be a responsible buyer, and the seller has to be responsible as well. But it struck me, and I was thinking about it last night, that perhaps what this woman was in is the old bricks and mortar thing where the customer is always right, and maybe that's it. The customer is always right, or the woman is always right. It doesn't matter what. The woman is right, man is wrong. Customer is right, the store is wrong. So maybe that's what it's grown up out of that store mentality that that customers can say anything they want, and the store had to bend over backwards for them. Not eBay; they're smarter. It's a much smarter operation and much better to deal. And just as an aside, when sellers say, "Oh, you're a good pleasure to deal with, pleasure to deal with, pleasure to deal with," that's true reward. That's a real reward. You're looking at it, tick, tick, gee, that's good. I'm well considered. I'm well, in my transactions. And yeah, I guess you could argue that they're financial transactions, but to me, people dealing with people, it doesn't matter whether there's money involved or not, to my mind. But it seems that yeah, when it comes to ordinary people, and maybe, see, I'm also thinking because I'm comparing it to eBay, and they really do push you. You have to be good. Maybe normal people were always bad, but they just appear worse now because we have something better to compare it to. That's what I was, so it could well just be that they're not evolving, which it could be just that's how they always were. In reality, they have, and they don't have to change. They've never been changed because this one I bought the perfume for. She felt quite entitled to it. That why should I respond to you? Who are you? You're not with me. Who are you? But I deal in an online world particularly where politeness, manners is very important, and it adds up. But maybe that's what it is, and it's as simple as that, and it always was that bad. But we just never saw it until we're seeing the competition. So I don't know, but no, I wasn't concerned about whether I move on or not. I'm trying to figure out why they're doing it, because it seems to be the same 2 weeks or 30 years or 20 years or 10 years, the same behavioural pattern. Because even you said you didn't consider that it might be a bad thing after 20 years to just cut, and fuck everything. Because it does a lot of damage to a man. As the same as an employee. If they've had 30 years with a company, you don't just boot them out in the street. You counsel them, help them along. It's not like you just move on. But yeah, it seems generally throughout whether it's a 19-year-old Filipino slut or a mature man, all got the same attitude of just move on. And smile. Yeah, and maybe that's it. Maybe the real world, of relationships and normal bricks and mortar stuff and the old economy and people moving out, is actually becoming more and more obvious as we move away from it. And because I know, so I'm dealing with eBay on one hand and this woman on the other, and it's like, honestly, it's like dealing with cave woman. It's like, oh, okay, ugh, eek, you. And then eBay, it took them 5 minutes to refund my money when I finally made the thing. I couldn't believe it. I typed to them. That was just brilliant. But I was up against a cave woman on one hand. Society thinks, oh yeah, that's quite acceptable behaviour. And I look, oh, what? Versus a really slick and getting slicker operation, just wiping the floor with bricks and mortar. Um, and I look at that and I think, yeah, bricks and mortar are like men. They're getting fucked, and they bent over backwards and did everything. eBay's a better system. We need a system like eBay for marital things, I reckon. Both have to, men and women, you have to. But anyway, that's just that was the thing. Is it just rudeness? Is it a lack of evolution? They just don't know any better, or it's entitlement. Um, I don't know. I'm just sort of, I'm trying to explore why, they just, or it's just no empathy, perhaps. That would, they just don't care. It's just ignorant, pig ignorant. I thought, but and I think, I don't know about other men, but I wouldn't behave like that to somebody. No, you stay in touch and something, be polite, what have you. There's no need for rudeness, really. No, can't we raise the bar a little? But anyway, thanks for your comment. But yeah, no, I'm not worried about so much about moving on. I couldn't give a shit about that. No, it's why do they do it in the first place? And maybe if we can understand that, we can start understanding a bit more about what's going on with women, because I'm afraid I don't. This is why I'm asking the question, is because I wouldn't do it myself. I can't see why I would, and I mean, I had no problems asking her the question. If I can get my money back, I'll try it. It's $12. I mean, it's not much money, but I might as well have it as it disappearing into ether. Yeah. So I had no trouble asking her. I asked quite politely, but why the rude, impolite, pig ignorant response? That was. That's what I wanted. I don't know that had anything to do with what you call it, bivoting or something. No, I don't think so. No, because it seems to be widespread. It seems that I don't know. To me, I'm going to do more videos on it, but it seems like some men, like me, maybe are starting to pull away in an evolutionary form, and others are being left behind or going backwards. And so we're ripping apart. Maybe I don't know. That's why I'm throwing the question out. But anyway, once again, thanks for your response, and I'll talk again. Bye.